We are back here at Bud Herzog Stadium for the second half of All right. If you saw a little break in the action, sorry about that. I spoke a little bit too soon about the difficulties ceasing to exist as the foul is going to be called on the Tigers. Panthers trying to restart fairly quickly. They're going to send one deep into the Tigers defense. Now a game of kickball on both sides as Barnett tries to chase one down. But Ruscher was there, the outside back for the Panthers. Gates with it, and she loses it in the middle. That young Tigers midfield doing some work with Love now on it. A little bit of miscommunication, but DiBenassi working backwards from her center forward position to win the ball back. It goes back to Benassi at the top of the box. She fires quickly and hits it into the bottom left corner to make it 7 for the Tigers.
And that is 4 on the night for Benassi.
I don't think anyone expected a shot that quickly. Winner was on the left side of the goal, but I think Benassi put that about as far left as she possibly could. You don't see shots like that every day, and as we've seen all game, things just continue to go right for the Tigers.
Yep, 7 now after an absolute laser from Benassi.
Well, the Tigers went into this game as the 9th-ranked team in the state of Missouri via the coaches' poll. Park Hill South at 12. And I think if you 8-0 the 12th team in the state, 12th best team, then
Tigers are bound to move up a bit.
I will say, though, the Tigers have a extremely difficult district, featuring teams like Lee Summit West, Lee Summit North, St. Teresa's. I mean, it's a loaded district with 3 top 10 teams in that district. And they're going to call that one a goal kick off the Panthers. But as I mentioned earlier, districts approaching. And Panthers are slated to play St. Joe in the first round. We're going to find real quick who the Tigers are slated to play.
And it was the Lee Summit West Titans that beat Lee Summit Tigers last year in the playoffs. Late goal in overtime off a penalty kick.
A little bit of, what's the word, questionability. I mean, it was a very questionable.
Definitely was. A lot of controversy over that call.
Controversy, that's the word. It was a penalty kick, and Lauren Berry guessed the right way, but the shot was just too powerful, got past her, and it was the golden goal in overtime to end the Tigers' season.
And Blake, being referees as well as players, we love to be on the other end of that call, not being the one criticized for a bad penalty call like that. Sorry, questionable, not bad.
Look at that shot, and it was on the doorstep for right, but it was cleared at the last second. That free kick hit off the corner post and took one of the weirdest bounces I've ever seen. You couldn't have put it better in the corner.
An amazing touch by Sam Pruitt to keep that out, though.
Yeah, Sam Pruitt just toes it out of bounds.
And the referees do confirm it will be a corner, not a goal.
Corner kick. I'll have here in just a second. The Tigers are playing Belton as the 2 seed in the first round of districts, starting this Saturday, 2 days from now, the last regular season game for these two teams. And let's just say this is not the way you want to go into the playoffs if you're Park Hill South, losing a game like this.
Definitely not, but for the Tigers, this is great momentum to use to go into the playoffs.
Tigers trying to get an 8th goal that would end the game early. But here come the Panthers trying to create some offense. Shot is going to be over the goal. That was number 33, Lily DiBernardo.
And Blake, I'm surprised to see this much of a push and energy for a goal from the Panthers, especially seeing how they ended the first half.
Panthers playing a little motivated, so that speaks waves about the type of players that these girls are. You're down 7-0 in a conference championship that had the perfect setup. I mean, last game of the season, so you either win conference or you don't. And they came out and, to say it politely, I think they've laid an egg. And that foul's actually called on the Tigers. I don't know if I exactly agree with that, but it's an indirect free kick. So I'm not sure what the foul exactly was. It might have been playing on. Producer Micaiah Clayton believes it was playing on the ground. And that does make sense considering the kick is indirect. Gates, the senior midfielder, with the captain's band on her wrist to send this one in from exactly 20 yards out. Plays it to the backside. It's just a little too strong, and it's going to be out for a goal kick.
That was a good ball and some good movement from the Panthers back post, though, Blake.
It was good movement, just the play a little too strong. And in the Tigers' case, that's where they're fortunate enough to have a keeper like Lauren Berry, who is known to be able to go up and get balls like that. In case they did elect to shoot, that probably bought into the decision. Panthers have seen Berry before earlier this year. And Love is just seemingly tackled from behind. And we're actually hearing some argument from the Panthers side of the stadium. I'm not sure I agree.
Yeah, we've been hearing some chirping since about 10 minutes left in the last half. These parents aren't too happy, but I don't really know what the complaint is on that one there.
Yeah, that one seemed a little obvious. Rosette's going to try to run this one down. It's going to be a little too strong. Going to be out deep in their own half for Panthers throw-in. 32 minutes remaining in this half. 32:40 to be exact. Pond came in a little too strong from behind on Clemens. Going to get called for the foul. Pond slated to take this throw-in. He's going to try to fire it deep to Barnett, headed out of bounds. Guess it was last off of the Tigers. Signaled for a Panthers throw-in. And they'll give it right back to the Tigers. The tempo of the game has slowed down drastically here in the second half.
Definitely has. We had some early action, obviously, with a goal, some attempts from the Panthers, but just back and forth out of bounds the last couple minutes.
Yeah, Dibanasi with 4 in this one. Talk about stepping up. It's also been Kira Love who's been creating those chances for the Tigers. There she is now trying to win the ball back. Brissett gets in there. Here come the Panthers trying to work it. On the outside, it's Clemens. And they're going to call the Tigers for a shoulder there. That was Kayla Smith.
And Blake, going back to what you said about stepping up, we've seen Sam Pruitt with 2 very big tackles in the box so far this half, keeping the Tigers.
And Olivia Gates taking the kick, sends it into the box, but not really any runners. Barry easily collects that one. Tigers getting ready to make a few substitutions. And Smith won the ball back, but gave it right back to the Panthers. Panthers midfield seeming to work a little harder than they did in the first half. And they're succeeding because of it. Tigers I don't know if that's a sarcastic cheer or what, but a yellow card has been issued to number 4 from the Panthers, Olivia Gates. And disagreement coming from the purple side of the crowd. But 29:44 on the clock as it's stopped currently. We're feeling a little bit of a breeze now to come along with the hot weather. It's cooled down just a little bit. The sun not as high up as it's been. Tigers getting in there hard. They get up to Benassi. And Benassi trying to get in there and make something happen. He's going to get touched out of bounds for a corner. That was Rusher on defense.
Bit of a poor clearance there from the Panthers, almost led to an 8th Tiger goal.
Tiger substitution, number 17, Allie Snow.
A conference championship ending by an 8-goal spread would not be the best look on paper for teams that are looking to play Park Hill South in districts. Love in there fires it towards goal. It's deflected out of bounds, and the Tigers will do it again.
Good driven shot there by Love, but too many bodies in front of the goal there for the Panthers.
Smith with it. Back out to Love. They're going to try it again. This time she elects to go high, but it's going to go both wide and too strong. Goal kick for the Panthers. And for a game that went to overtime, and the Tigers needing a golden goal with 10 seconds remaining in that first overtime, you would never have expected a game like this. As Clemens goes down, foul by Pond. Panther fans wanted a yellow card to go to Pond there.
Not much there in that sense, Blake.
I understand what they're saying, but where the game is at right now, that's just not a foul where I would give a yellow card to. As a former ref like you.
I'd like to mention USSF certified refs.
There you go. As Benassi takes it in the box. Trying to create, but Panthers seeming to pack it in now. Most of their players are in the box defensively. Smith cuts it off. She fires wide. And if Jared Byrne, coach of the Panthers, would have known that his team would have came out slow, I guarantee this is how he would have had his team play. Very defensive and a low block. That's how they played us in the boys' games. Both times they played us, and I'm assuming they played in a more defensive block at Park Hill South.
Yeah, and you know, facing this low block, the Tigers kind of took the tempo down. Now they're just kind of waiting for some openings in there. Another questionable call there.
I'm not going to lie, I'm not the referee on the field, but I have no idea how you can possibly justify that foul being on. I'm not sure who that was, but I don't know how you could possibly say that that's a foul on the Tigers. But it doesn't end up mattering. And normally you hear Coach Wiebinge and Hawkins for the Tigers yelling at the refs quite a bit. But even Wiebinge, he was just kind of like, okay. He told his players to get back. Yeah,
rare occurrence after what I'd call a miscall of Wiebinge just sitting down, not being too loud. Very opinionated coach there.
Lee putting pressure in the corner. And she does well, but still going to be a Panthers throw-in. 25:56 remaining in the game, unless the Tigers can get that 8th goal. Here's Smith.
This is some good possession from the Tigers. Trying to get through that block, find a good shot.
Tigers trying to swing the ball a little more now. Smith dribbling in the box. Still Smith. she hits it off the back of the goal for a goal kick.
That's been a common theme of the Tigers attackers just piercing through the Panthers defense, getting shots on goal like that.
And here come the Panthers. They have a 3-on-2 here, taking it to the side. A good ball played across. But Lauren Berry just doesn't have a lot to do there. Lauren Berry said no. But that shot was just not too powerful, to say the least, from Olivia Clemens. She's on a yellow card. And she just did not hit the ball right. That was set up perfectly for the Panthers to get on the board. And that probably, based off this game pace, would have taken us the length of the 80 minutes. But just was not on cue. And a pretty late foul call on, I think that's Barnett.
And now we are going to see Coach Wiebengate get a little more vocal on that one.
Well, both Wiebengate and Hawkins are on coolers, so they're not standing up. So that's actually a good sign for the referee. When they're standing up, they seem to be a little more verbal.
Oh, for sure. If these calls were being made in a close 1-2-0 game, the ref would not be having a good time with Wiebengate down there.
You would not. He just likes to stand up for his players. It's something that you like as a player of the team.
But you despise as a ref.
You despise as a ref, indeed. But you and I, we did a package over referee shortage, and the biggest part in that is from coach and parent abuse towards the referees. And so people have begun to notice that a little bit now that you're witnessing a shortage in the supply of people who are choosing to make some extra money on the side refereeing games, whether it's in any sport really. And we've seen more movements on social media for parents and coaches to chill out a little bit.
For sure, and
We've seen that tonight from both coaches.
You understand it from some extent, but it gets to a point where, it's just a game. These are kids. Got to take it down a little bit of a notch there.
It's not the World Cup. If you're up at Legacy Park, it's not Major League Baseball. But it's nice to see, despite some, no offense, clear mistakes we've seen from the referee crew tonight, we haven't seen a huge load of abuse being sent towards them. Just some negative chants every once in a while.
A little bit of chirping we've heard is definitely better than some of the stuff we've seen there, Blake.
Oh, for sure. I know you and I, personally, whenever we officiated games, we were not treated the best.
Definitely not. Those middle school parents really get you.
Anyways, we probably should go back to the game.
Yeah.
As Smith and co trying to make some things happen in the midfield. They get it to Lee.
Good touch inside.
And good defending by the Panthers. Trying to not let the Tigers get that 8th goal. Playing for pride at this point. I don't even know if it's... it's obviously possible, but I don't think it even is...
It's not realistic, I'd say.
It's not really realistic at all. But for there to be a case where the Tigers do not walk out of here as the outright Suburban Red Conference champions.
Substitution. Number 7, Delaney Barnett.
Barnett checking back into the game.
That being said, Blake, we know the Tigers would love to go out 8-0. Definitely not concede a goal here tonight.
And that ball somehow stayed in bounds. Love trying to be an infiltrator, but she isn't as successful. Lee tries to switch fields, and that's just going to be a little too strong.
And Blake, if this does go out to a Tigers win like is expected, that will continue the Tigers' perfect record at home. No ties, no losses on the season yet.
They've only lost 2 games thus far, one of them being that second game of the season at rival Lee Summit West. That game ended 0-0, and then Titans won in PKs. And then the other loss came by the hands of a Kansas team, Blue Valley West. They're going to call Groom for a little hook and hold. So this team really only has 1 loss in Missouri, and it came in PKs. So not exactly a loss that really counts. Those Kansas games are more of exhibition games or games to test against competition that you're not used to.
Definitely ideal to win those, but not the end of the world towards your record if you don't.
You're obviously still going to try to win those games the best of your ability, but if you lose, you say, hey, this game made us better. And good challenge there. That's, can't see who that is. I think
Tatum
that's
Brissett on the ball.
Yeah. She works,
Good cross
gets in, tries to find Love on the front post. Panthers are going to clear it out. That went over the end line, I believe. It should be a corner kick, but we'll see if they are going to call it a corner kick. That is the correct call. Tigers with a set piece chance here with 18:43 left.
Sending just about everyone up for that, leaving 2 defenders back.
And your regular season and an 8-0 win in your conference title game. You can't really end it much better than that. Barnett sends it to the far post. It's just a little too far. That'll roll out for a Panther throw-in.
We have seen the Tigers struggle a bit on set pieces through the season, and especially this game, Blake. Not really making many chances come out of those.
We have not, as Panthers have been pretty decent at stopping those, and I guarantee you the Panthers' game plan coming into this was to get set pieces of their own. That just has not happened. They had one early on, but that penalty 4 minutes into the game changed everything. It set the tone that the Tigers were going to be on the front foot to begin the game, and they just kept getting beat in behind. That line just played way too high. As you see now, they're playing in a much lower block, and they've been a lot more successful defensively, aside from that shot from DiBenassi that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, you know, if they come into this game starting with a low block, this game's probably very different. The Tigers aren't getting those easy opportunities to get 1v1s on the goal.
Here's Delaney Barnett with 2 defenders on her. She sends it in. Pretty easy there for Winter. Not too difficult. Bodies hit the floor, but no call. We're going to keep playing. Here's Smith, and she wins the ball back against Keegan Good.
Seen some miscommunication up top here from the Tigers. Not too much movement up there right now.
They look a little lost in terms of not knowing what to do. There goes Love into the gap. Ball is taken away.
And Love had a great first half, but she's kind of struggled here during this block because, you know, first half she had to go around 1-2 people be on goal. Now she's having to go through half the team back there.
And this is the type of game that we were expecting to see for the majority of the game. A little more of a defensive midfield battle. Neither team really getting close to the goal, at least that's what it was up at Park Hill South. We have a player down for the Panthers. I believe that is Keegan Good from a second ago. She's a senior midfielder. A lot of seniority here. A lot of experience in that Park Hill South midfield, but it wasn't really them that was the problem in the first half. It was more the defensive side. And when you look at the defensive side, it's a lot of juniors, sophomores, etc.
And they have started to step up, but Blake, it's about 40 minutes too late here.
And when you say 40 minutes too late, that is about accurate, because 40 minutes in terms of game time ago, this game was still 0-0, and the Tigers got that penalty.
Park Hill South substitution number 5, Susie Schultz. Number 14, Isabel Larson.
Good seems to be up and moving. The smart move would probably be to pull her off the field for the time being.
Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for number 22, Tegan Good.
And there is the round of applause.
Yeah, she does seem to be a pretty crucial piece to this Panther midfield. Definitely don't want to be missing her anymore for a game that's already 7-0 with just 15 minutes left.
It's stuff like this that I was talking about whenever I said this game would actually benefit both teams if it did end early. You get knocks like that as the game goes on. Fatigue sets in.
Tiger substitution.
Both these teams have district games starting in 2 days.
14,
That's when all the girls soccer district tournaments start.
20, Gigi Schick.
One of my favorite times of the year, playoff soccer. Panthers have a new person playing that 9 or center forward role. And that's Isabel Larson, number 14 in there as she tries to get into space here. But the Panthers should take notes on the way the Tigers are organizing their back line. You always send one up, one back. The Panthers did not do that, and that's how DiBenassi was able to get in behind countless times, as well as Kira Love being able to infiltrate.
Good possession by the Tigers the last couple minutes.
Groom with it. She tries to play it inside, but not as fortunate. Bounces back out to her, and Tigers will rotate things a little bit, but a good step up there. And the pass not so good, but that was Grace Leak, sophomore. She came in the game for the injured Good. Benassi going down the side. Much more defensively organized half for the Panthers, I would say, Garrett.
Definitely, yeah. But now it seems like their attack starts to be having some holes up there. They can't go more than a couple minutes with the ball without giving away silly passes or just getting overtaken by the Tigers' defense.
Yeah, way less active. That's, I believe, Sam Pruitt fighting for that one. That was Larson, the senior forward, who Panthers were able to connect to. That's starting this attack a little bit. They opt to go wide, but Wright's pass takes the Panther all the way out to the end line. Ball is played on the ground, but cleared directly up into the air. And if the Tigers were able to get into space there, they could have made something work in transition. That's where they've really killed the Panthers at whenever they've seemed to be successful on offense. Good play by Dittmer to keep Benassi off of her, but then not the best pass. They're going to try to Find Barnett. That's not going to work.
And you know, Blake, if the Tigers want to slot one more in, end this game a little early, I think they just need to work a bit more of a team, slot some passes together. They keep trying to go one-on-one, and it's not exactly working.
There's that slot ball, as you mentioned, a great cut across by Love, but an even better save by Winter, playing with some senior pride. She also denied Benassi. 2 continuous saves for Annabelle Winter to keep this game going.
Tiger substitution, number 2, Stephanie Lee. And let's hear it for number 16 entering match, senior Ashley Sanders.
They've put Ashley Sanders, the senior, into the game. Good to see her get some time.
Varsity soccer player as well as a star marching band member. Good to see her on the field.
Don't forget girls basketball, but Garrett likes to see the marching band get repped.
I do.
In all areas of Lee Summit High School.
Solid out there on the clarinet, on the sticks.
Garrett was a drum player. He likes to hit things with sticks, and he did it really loudly.
Tiger substitution.
Really loud and really good, if I do say so myself, Blake.
If you can't tell, Garrett's a very proud member of the Golden Tiger Marching Band, which has won multiple awards and competitions. So we won't be around next year for the football streams, but make sure you tune in at halftime to see those performances. Always worthwhile. There's your GTMB plug, Garrett.
Yes, thank you. Pay close attention to the drum line out there.
As 10:43 remaining in both these teams' 2 regular seasons. Panthers have done a much better job of managing the Tigers' offense, but their offense has seemed to dwindle in the cost of that.
And, you know, Blake, after a game like this, I think the Panthers coach is going to want the Park Hill defense to come out like this starting the next game, give up no opportunity for an early goal like that.
And Ashley Sanders puts it away. The team goes crazy, and what a way to end the Tigers season. They get the 8th goal. Ashley Sanders sends the Tigers into districts and puts a cap on the conference championship outright in 2022 for the Lee Summit Tigers. The Panthers come up just short. And what a season for the Tigers. They are ready to go into districts. Not the best end of the season for the Panthers, to say the least, with an 8-0 spread. We expected this game to be a lot more close, but the Tigers take it 8-0.
Tiger fans, the match winner goes to the senior, number 16, Ashley Sanders.
There you go, Ashley Sanders.
That's marching band pride right there, folks.
Garrett was just talking about Ashley Sanders and the marching band, and she slots in a pretty good finish. That was back post corner netting. You couldn't really put it in a better place if you're Sanders.
That was a great finish, if I do say so myself, Blake.
And you would know, but to say the least, it's been a pleasure as Matt Knatzer announces the champions. But it's been a pleasure to call games for TBTVH Sports over our time here. Garrett and I are seniors. We're leaving the program to good underclassmen, such as our producer, Micaiah Clayton.
And our keeper, Lauren Berry.
Yep, so make sure you tune into live streams next year. We took a big step forward in the live stream department this year, and it's going to get even better as the years come. So, Garrett, any final words before we sign off for the final time?
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers indeed. And signing off for the final time from Bud Herzog Stadium, I'm Blake Heisey, joined by Garrett Glidewell, for our producer Micaiah Clayton, and our camera workers Corinne Foxhoven and Tate Baruki. And can't forget our advisory, Lane McDonald.